Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back again with another video, Lillith gameplay, first impressions, all that sort of stuff. If you've seen the channel before, you know exactly what this is. If you haven't seen the overview video, I'd recommend you watch that one first, because I'm not going to be explaining really anything in this video. It's just going to be focused on actually playing her and the gameplay side of things. So yeah, we'll go ahead and grab Cursed Accord and then the setup, which I showed sort of in the overview video. Going to start with, I think, Haven and Nimble. I feel like Nimble is a really solid choice with Lillith. But yeah, because I did play one game with her already, it's not my super raw first impressions. I already know kind of how I feel about her, and I've played a bunch of games already without actually playing Lillith on the PTS. So I've gone against her and had her on my team quite a bit already. There are the talents and the characters and stuff. Let's just jump straight into it. I will say she is sort of buggy, got kind of double tapped there by the Kinessa, but she's cleared. The Q doesn't always show that meter. Her ultimate doesn't always work and, you know, blind properly, so definitely don't take anything you see on the PTS as properly how she's going to be when she comes out. Yeah, the Q specifically is really buggy off. It doesn't even deploy where you mark it. It's kind of strange. We're just going to retreat over here a little bit. I'm not going to be dealing much damage because I'm just going to be completely focused on healing here. If I had to give you a turbo first impressions on how I feel about her, I think she's incredibly strong. I like her a hell of a lot. She's going to be a support that I play a lot when she goes in to live. I just realized I didn't turn my background lights on. Let me fix that. Fire rate feels a little bit weird on her weapon. It feels a little bit slower than I think it should be. Maybe they should lower the damage on it and up the fire rate a bit, but it's preference, I think. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to give you a super concise opinion on how I feel about Lillith, obviously because I've only played one game with her before this, but she does feel very strong again. Against her, she is a pain in the ass. The meter doesn't really feel very limiting, to be honest. She has 3.2k health essentially. Your abilities do consume it, but it's very easy to generate it. I will obviously be doing another video after I played her for like 12-24 hours, probably when she goes into live, or maybe at the end of the PTS, but also because of how scuffy she is, the PTS being the PTS, you know, super high ping, 150 because I have to essentially play on NA because EU servers don't really exist. All that stuff I've explained in other videos. I don't really want to pick myself too much here because it's the same thing as it always tends to be on the test server, but focusing on Lillith specifically, as a hybrid, she's incredibly strong, and even as just a straight healer, she's incredibly strong. I'm not doing a great job of demonstrating it here. It's kind of hard to, the team shredding without me even really doing anything, but I really like Lillith. I said that in the overview video. I could tell from her kit and just the way that she worked I was going to like her, but in-game, she's even more fun to play. Maybe they're saying worst servers I've ever seen. I've got to agree with her. I've said it a ton in other videos, but I don't know why the PTS servers are so goddamn bad. EU and, you know, live in general did get fixed quite a bit. You don't really have as many problems. You still have like the infinite loading thing sometimes on EU, or at least I do. I think a lot of people do, but the PTS ones are just overall somehow way worse. You don't get the infinite loading thing on the PTS, or at least I haven't, and I haven't seen anybody complain about it, but you just have overall really kind of mediocre experiences in games. Go ahead and pop the ult, we might as well. Seems like it's going to be a 4-0, very quick game. It's going to be like a 6-minute match. There is the victory. I will do one more. I was going to usually just do one game in these sort of videos, but I think I should do two considering how quick that was. Alright, well, one game of TDM with Andro later. We're back on Lillith. I don't feel like I did a great job of really talking in the first game, so I'm probably going to cut that up quite a bit and do a better job here, hopefully, in the second one. Shouts to a bunch of people in this one. But we'll go ahead and go for the same thing, Cursed Accord, and then the setup. I haven't really seen a standard appear in the matches I played. I probably played about 7 games or so on the PTS so far, and everybody seems to run something pretty different. Going to go for double nimble to start in this one. One thing I do want to point out with Lillith is that she doesn't really feel that annoying to go against. Even though she feels really strong, she isn't frustrating to play against a good one so far, at least for me. Whereas, for example, somebody like Azan was a massive pain in the ass. Even on the BTS, he felt incredibly oppressive. Lillith, I think just because she's a support and her damage output isn't ridiculously crazy, and obviously, again, it's the test server, everything is super scuffed, she doesn't feel too bad to play against, even if they're doing a really good job. Let's switch the mark up a little bit. Really don't want to overestimate how scuffy it is, but at the same time, I'm sure the gameplay will do a good enough job of describing everything that is happening right now. It's just a mess. I want to drop the Q as much as possible, even though it's got a really short cooldown. It does cost health to use. You kind of just want to spam the Q. It's really hard to do because everything is just, yeah, so broken. Yag is finally rolling in. I should be mixing in my shots. I think I dropped a Q down there. It just didn't work. The Q doesn't seem to properly deploy like 50% of the time, and I mark enemies when I don't really want to. It's another Q. I'm trying to charge it up, but it doesn't really work properly. Yeah, they've regained the point, and that's going to be a 0-1. It's kind of hard for me to summarize what I feel about Lillith in interesting ways, other than just saying Lillith good, thumbs up, but that does generally kind of summarize how I feel about her. Lillith good, fun to play, thumbs up, FrostFangs approved. Servers I definitely don't approve of, and how rough everything is right now, and all the things that could do with being ironed out, but I think the base of what Lillith is, and with the right tweaks and the right fixes and everything, is going to be like an easy top-notch character I think a lot of people are going to really, really like, myself included, obviously. She is going for the ult, but I couldn't heal her. She got out of it in time, though. Okay, so interestingly, the way the mark works, it is, again, kind of rough, and it doesn't seem like you can mark people who are like CC immune sometimes, or the Amani there, because she was in the dragon. The Amani dragon has always been a little bit weird. I suppose some of the things that I don't like about it, which I should point out, because I don't want to make this video just completely praising Lillith with none of the downsides. It is kind of hard to tell the difference between a friendly and enemy Lillith, at least when it comes to a lot of the abilities in the ultimate. It's kind of difficult to tell, at least for me at the moment, after playing like 5-7 games with her. It's kind of hard to tell whose ultimate it is, unless your vision's limited, in which case that's usually the way you can tell them apart, but sometimes it seems to be scuffed. The left click you can't really see very well. The bat effect is also sort of similar on both sides, and the right click when you're going to mark a friendly or an enemy is kind of rough. Most of what I'm saying is just obvious from the gameplay, but the gameplay is also super messy right now, so it's kind of hard for me to even rely on that to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Either way, yeah, I like Lillith, good, thumbs up. Yag is aggressively pushing Amani, who's in the dragon. I think she's going to die for it. They'll go for the ult. The ult does feel very similar to a Ying ult, just in a different way, in sort of a hybrid way, more than just Ying's direct, you know, healing thing, the way it works. We'll just try and spam the Q on the point, but I don't really know if it's working. It's the F for the damage reduction, and just to float in a bit, I think I just got myself killed, right? And yep, there we go. There is the 0-2. Defense failed. Yeah, that happened. We're going to go for double Haven and just keep it going. Maybe I should go for double Chronos. Yeah, let's go for double Chronos. I was going to go for double Haven, but I'm not really getting focused. Amani's saying Viv get Rekka. Obviously, the aesthetic is its own thing, and I very much like it. The recolor is also top-notch. They changed the color of her goddamn nails, and like the actual thing that she's holding, the heart face box. What the hell do I call that? She does feel like a very mobile healer, even though she technically only has the F for movement. The F doesn't feel that bad, especially when we've buffed it. You know, we've buffed, I think, the range by 18%, or at least the lateral movement on it. Really can't have the Q work the way I want it to. It just keeps scuffing out. I don't feel like I'm really getting pressured though, and my health is always full. There's the F, again, just for the damage reduction, will slam down. I really am just trying to play Lillith here as best as I can. You can see the amount of numbers we're getting. The healing numbers should hopefully be kind of crazy. Ash went for the ult, but kind of messed it up, so the team is still alive at least a little bit. There's a right click on Vivian, hits on the Ash here, so right click on it to get some damage. We'll drop the Q. Ash died, but they got the 0-3. Yeah, let's get some Haven and keep it going. Commentary in this one is tough. It's not even that it's really early. It's like 5 AM, 6 AM right now. It's just that commenting over what's happening on my screen is really difficult for pretty straightforward reasons. Do we go for the ult to push him off? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's just drop a Q forward, a right click there. Hits on him. I should be left clicking more, but I'm focused on heals, so it's kind of hard to, because I really am using all my abilities all the time. Try to get a right click on the Amani, went on the Yag instead. Can we keep her up? Nope. The right click definitely, I think if you go for the talent, at least should prioritize friendlies more than it does enemies, and if you go for the damage one, it should prioritize enemies. That'd be a really nice thing of the talents to really make the hybrid thing even more obvious. We'll fully charge that, drop it there. That's their Lillith going for the ult, but it hasn't properly worked because we've still got full vision. I don't think we'll be able to go through the Yag here because she has buffed up her health quite a bit. We'll drop the Q, but I think that's going to be the 0-4. And yeah, there we go. There's the 0-4 defeat. I think that's been a perfect example of what Lillith is like. To be honest, we've got a 4-0 and a 0-4 because she is a hybrid. You play healer, you play damage, and she is very trade-off as a character. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There are the stats. I didn't show the stats for the first one because it was a 4-0 stomp. It's not really worth showing. But there, we still healed for 106k, even though I wasn't doing that great. Damage was definitely lacking on our team, though, because I barely dealt anything. I still did 42k. Don't think I've really got anything else to add here that I didn't say throughout the video, but like I said, the easiest way I can summarize it, Lillith good, I like, thumbs up, 10 out of 10. The scuff aside, she's a top-notch character. I'm really, really looking forward to her being introduced into live and being a character that we see in the realm because she's just, in my opinion, great. Design-wise, kit-wise, really, really fun. I feel like you guys totally get what I'm saying already, so I'm just going to cut it here. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see me do next. I'll see you guys all really, really soon. Like I said in the first one, let me know your thoughts down in the comments now that you've probably had a chance to play if you're on PC, and if you're on console, maybe you're excited or maybe you're not really liking it. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, thank you for watching once again. I really do appreciate you staying all the way till the end. And as always, stay frosty.